Chapter 1. The Crack in the Myth. Every child in the continent knows the nursery rhyme. Silver for monsters, steel for humans. It is the fundamental law of survival. The ultimate professional binary. For 300 years, the witches have preached that without the alchemical purity of silver, you are nothing but meat for the necrophages. But laws are made for the common, and Leo Bonhart was never common. Imagine a man, no mutations, no potions. Used to spuents, no signs. Just 6.5 feet of lean muscle, fish-like eyes that never blink, and a single, massive steel sword strapped to his back. This man doesn't just survive the monsters that witches were created to kill. He hunts the witches themselves. He doesn't use silver, not because he can't afford it, but because he views it as a crutch. A decorative toy for those who aren't fast enough, strong enough, or cruel enough to win with cold, unyielding iron. Today, we deconstruct the continent's most terrifying anomaly. We're diving into the predator who looked at the most elite monster hunters in history and decided they were nothing more than inferior prey. This is the philosophy of Leo Bonhart, the man who proved that a single steel blade in the right hand is more lethal than all the mysticism in Kaer Morhen. Chapter 2. The False Security of Silver. Let's talk about the lie of the silver sword. In the Witcher lore, silver is magical. It's reactive. It burns the flesh of the supernatural. But here is the tactical reality. Silver is soft. It's heavy. It's prone to chipping. A silver sword is a specialized tool, a scalpel for a very specific type of surgery. Leo Bonhart doesn't do surgery. He does butchery. Bonhart's rejection of silver isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a psychological declaration of war. By carrying only steel, he is telling every monster and every mutant, I don't need a magical advantage to kill you. My technique is more absolute than your biology. Think about the arrogance required for that. A witcher encounters a ghoul or a bruxer and reaches for the silver because the silver does half the work. The metal itself is the weapon. But for Bonhart, he is the weapon. The steel blade is merely an extension of his physical reach. Bonhart's logic is simple. If you are fast enough to hit a monster's vitals, you don't need the metal to burn them. You just need the edge to cut them. By stripping away the silver, he strips away the safety net. It forces a level of lethal precision that no witcher can match because they've spent their lives relying on the cheat code of silver reactivity. To Leo, silver represents a lack of confidence. It's a sign that you fear your enemy, and Leo Bonhart fears nothing. He looks at a monster and doesn't see a curse. He sees a collection of tendons and arteries that will sever just as easily as a man's. Chapter 3. The Predator Who Rejects the Supernatural. There is no image in the entire Witcher saga more haunting than the 3 medallions hanging from Bonhart's neck. The wolf, the cat, a griffin. These aren't gifts, they aren't purchases. They are the cold, hard evidence of 3 separate instances where a superior mutant with 2 swords, magical signs, and superhuman reflexes met a tall man with a single steel blade and died. How? How does a baseline human kill a witcher in a fair fight? It starts with the psychological profile. Bonhart is a sadist, yes, but he is a disciplined sadist. He doesn't kill for hunger like a monster, and he doesn't kill for coin like a mercenary, at least, not primarily. He kills to confirm his own status at the top of the food chain. When he faces a witcher, he isn't fighting a hero. He's fighting a concept. He wants to prove that the master race of monster hunters is a fraud. He uses his massive height and freakish arm span to keep witches at a distance where their pirouettes and flourishes become useless. Imagine the moment a witcher realizes their signs aren't working because Bonhart is too fast to let them finish the gesture. Imagine the moment they realize their silver sword is useless because they're fighting a human, but their steel sword is being parried by someone with the strength of a mountain. Bonhart's kills are a rejection of the supernatural. He is a reminder that in a world of dragons and sorcerers, a sufficiently motivated human with a piece of sharpened meteoritic steel is still the most dangerous thing in existence. He doesn't just kill the Witcher, he kills the idea of the Witcher. He turns the ultimate protectors into ultimate victims. Chapter 4. The Lethality of Cooled Steel. Let's get technical. Why does steel work for Bonhart where others fail? Physics doesn't care about your mutations. Bonhart's combat style is built on 2 things, reach and velocity. He uses a massive, high-quality steel blade, likely a flamberge or a heavy claymore-style longsword. In the books, his reach is described as oppressive. He doesn't dance, he lunges. He uses his long limbs to strike from angles that a standard-sized swordsman can't even calculate. While a witcher is trying to close the gap to use their agility, Bonhart has already put 4 inches of steel through their throat. But there's a darker layer to his choice of steel. Steel is for people. Bonhart's true passion isn't hunting monsters, it's hunting the most dangerous game. He prefers human targets because humans are sadistically complex. A drowner is predictable. A griffin follows instinct. But a human? A human can feel hope, then despair, then terror. Bonhart uses a single steel blade because his entire life is focused on the human face of violence. He wants to see the light go out in eyes that look like his. When he fights Ciri or the rats, he isn't looking for a quick kill. He's looking for a masterpiece of suffering. The irony? By focusing so heavily on killing humans, he became the very thing he sought to destroy, a monster. Only he's a monster that bleeds like a man, which makes him infinitely more terrifying. You can't use a silver sword to banish Leo Bonhart. You can only hope your steel is faster. Chapter 5, The Ultimate Statement. So, what is the ultimate lesson of Leo Bonhart? Is it that witches are obsolete? No. Is it that silver is useless? Of course not. The lesson is about the danger of the tool becoming the master. The witches of the later ages became reliant on their gear, their potions, and their mutations. They began to believe that the equipment made the hunter. Leo Bonhart is the ultimate cautionary tale. He is the raw, stripped-back reality of violence. He proves that talent, cruelty, and a singular focus on the lethality of the hand will always triumph over the mysticism of the blade. His absence of a silver sword was his greatest psychological weapon. It told his enemies that he didn't need magic to be their nightmare. He was a man who looked at a world of monsters and decided he would be the one thing they all feared. In the end, Bonhart didn't carry one sword because he was limited. He carried one sword because he was absolute. The next time you see a witcher reach for that gleaming silver blade, ask yourself, are they doing it to kill the monster? Or are they doing it because they're too afraid to face the world with nothing but cold, hard steel? Thanks for watching this deep dive into the philosophy of the bounty hunter. If you want more explorations into the darker corners of the continent, make sure to subscribe to Tales of the Continent. Leave a comment below. In a duel to the death, who takes it? A fully doped Geralt or a Bonhart who has nothing left to lose? Until next time, keep your steel sharp. You're going to need it.